I understand that job that you've been at for X amount of years, is paying the bills, is letting you do a little bit of extra stuff on the side. Is allowing you to, you know, go out on the weekends, just the weekends, and it's giving you a crumb of life when you can have the entire pie, right?
Mm.
But the only way to get that entire pie is to get out of the 9 to 5. Is to set up investment plans. It's a whole laundry list of stuff that you gotta do that is not gonna be easy.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we are back in the lab once again at 4:28 a.m. But before we get started, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all, and we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. How are we doing, Mac?
Man, we living life on the glorious side, man. I can't complain about absolutely nothing right now.
Come on.
Absolutely nothing. Just everything is growing the way it's supposed to grow. Um, Obviously, getting ready for the season greetings. If just to put it mildly on that part, greeting the new one, preparing for the baby shower. Apparently, that's starting today, and yeah, man, everything's gravy, man. I can't complain about nothing, dog.
That's what's up.
Like
That's
it,
what's up.
it don't feel like a blessing, but it's a blessing in of itself, man.
Come on. Uh, that's amazing. I'm happy for you. Like, uh, still waiting on the day. I get to experience that as well. Uh,
Mm,
it's again like it's you and Alyssa are y'all are a walking blessing. Like that is not only for yourselves, but for that child. Not a lot of
mm.
parents have that happiness bringing life into the world. It's always, you know, uh, uh, on these weird circumstance. They didn't mean to get pregnant, or
Yeah,
it
yo.
wasn't playing. It's and if it is, it's still, like some malice or animosity in the room because the people they having babies with, it's just they weren't meant to be like that. It's But I'm
But
glad to see that people like y'all are have planned this. Y'all are y'all knocking it out the park. You know. Uh,
it's like we feel weird because like nobody that we've come across recently has
mm,
said that they planned on having a kid.
right.
Like we haven't come across a couple yet that has said that. I mean, in this environment, obviously,
Hmm.
I think that's an environmental thing, not necessarily a circumstantial thing. But it just kind of it make you feel weird, man. I ain't gonna lie to you
I
though.
do.
It feels weird.
When you move different, when you move differently in a place that you're used to your entire life, it feels strange breaking free from the social norm. Like just like that young lady. We talked about on one of the previous episodes how when she talks about her upbringing or her differentness or the her different way of living,
Mm-hmm.
it's taboo to the people of the environment, and it make you
Yeah,
feel a little uneasy because it's like, are you, how do you truly feel? Like nobody's gonna really, tell you, hey, that's different. I don't like it. They gonna they gonna sneak this. They gonna talk
oh no,
behind your back.
I was about to say they ain't gonna tell you, but they definitely gonna tell everybody else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they definitely gonna tell everybody else.
That's just the environment, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
crazy.
And I found myself like I can't even relate to half of the conversations no more, man. I'm just like people be giving advice, and I'm like, I I feel you that you've been on this road for a while, but like I don't think you're the right person for me to take advice from right now. Like you want me to come to a complete standstill, a complete stop to do this, and I ain't really feeling that, so I can't talk to you.
Yep. Yep. It's like when for the environment, from the environment, it's like when you have a kid, everything is supposed to stop, right? And
For the environment.
it's crazy because outside of our environment, you see people still working, you know, uh,
Yeah,
and they basically build this entire monument for their kids. Like
yeah.
rich folk out here having like damn near castles ready. Child ain't been born yet, but they got this mansion of wealth just sitting there waiting for them. And I know that's one of the goals that we're trying to get to. But like
Hmm.
just being on this job, this new job, I get to see those little places that be in the cut that ain't really
Yeah,
talked about, that ain't really
yeah.
seen from like the roads that
The
we be
joint,
taking.
the joint where
And
you see the mailbox like 20
right.
minutes before you see the actual house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
And like these places are like beautiful. I went to
I
one
bet.
jank. They got a whole solar panel jank in their front yard. They got boats, jet skis, all the little frivolous toys and knickknacks and whatever for adults. And
Yeah.
like the house sitting on acres of land, just sitting tall, proud, just sitting there in the
Hmm.
back in the cut, all secluded and whatnot. And I'm like, yo, this has been here for like a good little minute. No one's known
Yeah,
about it,
bruh.
and
Yeah,
they living their best life.
yeah.
Cause the only people back here, me, my trainer, and I'm pretty sure they probably like out doing groceries or something. Cause we ain't really see no cars or whatever. I mean, we saw plenty of cars, but ain't no sign that nobody was there. But there's people like just living amongst you in your environment. You all bitter, you all sour and whatnot. But there's some people, a group of people in your environment that are living their best lives, doing whatever they want because they have done the work or they're still working. They have something in place that is working for them. Probably you. You're the one
Yeah,
probably working
yeah,
for them
yeah,
because I
yeah,
was out there working
yeah,
for them, you know, and it's just, it's a whole different world out there. And I'm just like, we hardly ever, ever get to see it. Like just being on the road on the time that everybody's in a building working is different. Even that little part is different, and it's just like this is crazy. Like this is something we need to get to because like
yeah. It's
what
like,
what
well,
we're
we need
doing
to. Yeah.
ain't living. It's not living. It's not. People are out here. They have lakefront property or waterfront property, whatever you want to call it, and we would see that normal people see that or poverty stricken people see that as, oh, that's a extra tax I gotta pay during tax time or something. That's an extra payment I gotta have for.
Call it what it is, bro. Call it what it is. They making excuses.
Yeah, yeah. And you would you would say, you would tell somebody, "Yo, I just got this waterfront property." Oh man, you gonna be paying an arm and a leg for that property and
I
all this
sure
other
am.
stuff.
I sure am.
But you know how many benefits I get from that. You know how the scenery is just priceless. Like why put a price tag on that? Why put a negative aspect on this? Like this is something I could do.
But they ain't got it.
Big fact.
It gets too uncomfortable to try to reach for that, and then wake up every day knowing that I can't get there right now.
Mhm.
I can't make the decision to go there right now. So it's easier to just make an excuse to say, okay, well, I can't get, well, it's too expensive, or the taxes on it, or then you start talking about how rich people, how money is the root of all evil and all that other dumb stuff. Like you start just making up stuff, just making up random stuff. Like,
Yep.
yeah, man, that's the poor community as we know it, man. I kind of feel like, based off of uh what we're here to talk about today, that we'll get a little deeper into that as well too. So like I'm let's go ahead and just get started, just jump into the meat and potatoes of this episode, bro. What elephant are we addressing today?
We're addressing the elephant of why do we, and like I said, I am prime example of that. We basically destroy ourselves for the job. Uh, this past week, actually it was last week. I made a decision. I was like, I was deep into it. I was like, yo, to make this money, I'm gonna need to be up for a whole 48 hours. I was like, my day is gonna start at 4:00 a.m. on Thursday morning, and it won't end till Saturday at 4:00 a.m. And I was like, that's just a rough estimate. Like it was gonna probably be about 52 hours. I was gonna be up awake,
Yeah.
no sleep. Uh, and I was prepared to do it and everything too. And I had the energy. Like I was forcing my way through it. I nodding off here and there. Taking a couple of energy drinks and all this other stuff. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna make it through it. I need to make it through it. And through all of that, I made it to hour 32, and I was like, uh, it didn't hit me until one of my homeboys. I was talking to him, because I was counting it down. I was trying to like text people. I was trying to make this situation light so I could get through it. If I feel like it's a this slight work in my head, I can make it through it.
Mm-hmm.
And he had asked, he was like, "Bro, what are you doing this for?" And then it took him asking that for me to realize, why am I doing this? It's like I don't necessarily need the money per se. I ain't struggling that bad, but why did I just
Why did I sign up for this?
right? Like I came to this conclusion on my own, and I'm like I wanted to do this. Like no one's holding a gun to my head. I wanted to sacrifice 48 hours consecutively for a job.
Mm.
I'm like, how did how did this just make sense in my head? Like what?
Where did we go wrong?
Right? And now I'm just like it is all these just questions and stuff was just flooding my head, and I was just like, yo, I ain't going there. What? Why I got two jobs right now that I don't really need? I don't really need the second. I mean, it's nice. The paychecks are nice a little bit, but I'm just like, what?
There's more to life than just the paycheck. I gotta have good health.
Right? And it's funny because like I seen like two videos back to back about like how people take sleep for granted, and it's like it's kind of essential for life, um now it's like, you know what, I just clocked out from job number 1. I'm going home. I ain't walking into job number 2. I don't need it no way. So we're gonna make the preparations to kind of kick that one to the curb. And I'm gonna go home and get some sleep. Go home, and I went home and got some sleep. Uh, so more of that story. It's not just me ranting. It's just uh, we get into that mode. A lot of people get into that mode without even batting an eye, without even hesitating, without even thinking. Like it just kind of happens, and we get stuck in there. Like people, they can't, or they don't know how to put that same energy, not even that same energy, that same drive into anything that they want to do in life. Like that same 48 hours could have been put somewhere else. That same 48 hours could have been put, or just half of that could have been put into, being with a loved one, being just decompressing.
Mm-hmm.
We never get to a state of decompressing when we have jobs, or when we put our whole soul into a job, because you take on the jobs persona, you take on the jobs issues, problems, and you take that home with you, and you spread all that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, we gotta change this up. This ain't life. This
This
is
ain't life.
this is me digging a hole in the ground for my burial. This is what that is, basically.
Absolutely, man. Um, why do you think? Why do you think that actually happens to people? Like, what do you think goes on in people's mind that makes them make decisions the way they do? Because it's a common trend when you look around the environment of like people sacrificing everything for their job, but they won't sacrifice their job for their happiness or their family structure or whatever the
Yep.
case is. Like, what have you? Like, why do you think that is? Like, what do you think is going on when people make those decisions?
I'd say that they're too focused on uh external problems. They're too focused on money. Um, that's a real big issue. They believe that they need more money than their current situation allows them to make. And it's crazy because they'll get that extra money, and like we said on a previous episode, they spend it to catch up on bills. They spend it to show off some type of status of wealth that they don't
Mm-hmm.
have.
Yeah.
And it literally puts them right back in the same position. You taking all these steps forward, but you're taking just as many or more backwards to put yourself in a bigger hole than you were already in. And
Mm.
it's crazy to me because we see it happen. If people come to this conclusion on their own, like they don't seek any outside counsel, so it's just this cycle that keeps continuing. Like we've seen it, we've heard it, we've heard somebody that does it. Uh, we hear plenty of people um at work almost every day, and our job has slowed down a lot. So it's like how, but yet somebody figures it out. Somebody figures out how to be in there almost 60 plus hours, and they have no life outside of that. But yet they can say proudly with they chest and head held high. I made 60 hours this week. I made XYZ on my paycheck, and I'm proud. I got money. Yeah, you got it, but what you
Now
doing with
what?
it? You made it. Yeah, you did that. You
Now
put
what?
in 60 plus hours.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because most of those people, live alone. Uh, one of my trainees, he talk about like how he the best. He works hard. He does all this other stuff. He he be boasting about how it's already day 5 and he done made close to 60 hours. And I'm like, all right, that's cool and all.
One of your trainees at your new job?
Yeah.
You training people already?
No. My trainer, he's training me.
Oh.
Uh,
Okay, gotcha.
and I'm like, I'm looking because he's telling me his life story and whatever. You know, like I said, 60 hours. It's
Probably not
already
a
day 5, and
probably not a very special life story. If
yeah,
I'm
like he got kids and all. Yeah, that's cool. But right now he's single. He live by himself. Uh, and everything he does is basically I'm just trying to leave something for my grandkids. You know, I'm just trying to leave, you know, some type of money to my kids, you know, to when he passes, you know. And I'm like,
yeah.
that's cool and all, but don't you think that's kind of like the easy way? Don't you think they would, you know, enjoy more
Fuck
of
yeah.
your
You
time, your it right? And I'm
you
like and I'm like I hear this story all the time. And I know they mean well, but like the only reason they doing that is cuz that's all they know how to do. Is to make $1 and pass that on
Ret-
to
retreat
yeah.
is the word I think you're looking for. Retreat. And the reason I say that they're retreating is because they're literally making the easy decision
Mhm.
and putting the easy decision forward. Because like you just spent your whole entire life. And you know what? I'm not even. I can't speak for everybody. I know that at a certain age, you've been doing things, trying to make things go in a certain direction, and like you just kind of get to this point where you just give up and just be like, well, it's more responsible for me to
Mm.
go this route. And I don't know if it's necessarily just the decision itself or the lifestyle itself, but I think people find the how do I put this? I think people find the reaching for success and they equate that to being irresponsible. So therefore they just don't do it.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Like for instance,
Oh, that's interesting.
my answer this question for me. And like I'm making a speculation here, and is pretty much a shot in the dark. But were there any negative chatter about you quitting the job that you've been at for the last 5 years in your immediate circle? Watch this.
Mm, no,
Anybody
not
had
really.
any doubts about your decision or anything like that?
Uh, not really, cause I ain't really give no time for them conversations. Like I kind of just I ain't really telling nobody
See,
anyway.
that's the difference maker right there. That man was just like, you know what? I already know y'all gonna be on some BS, so let me not even say nothing. I know what the best decision for me. And for real, like there's a lot of people out here who are they are influenced by those type of conversations. You get around
Yeah.
your family members and it's like, okay, well, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Like you need to be doing X, Y, Z. And then all of a sudden they end up doing the same exact thing of working a job for, 15, 16 plus years, like the dude that we were talking about who was arguing about his pension
Mm.
from the yellow trucking company is what that was. That video that I showed you that one time.
Okay.
But yeah, like you end up like guys like that who've been in a job for forever and forever and a day, and they're banking on they're putting their future in somebody else's hands instead of
Mm.
making the plan to do it themselves. Speaking of, I want to run a episode topic by you at the end of this one. We'll go into that, but it's kind of in the line of you making that decision of going to this new job, which I understand exactly why you did. It make plenty of sense to me. So yeah, man, kudos to you for that one, bro. Because there's a lot of people out there who would look at you and, think that you lost your damn mind because you decided to do that.
Yep, yep. And it's crazy you mentioned that because yeah, like people would have that conversation with a associate, a friend, family member, somebody at that same job, and they would either talk them into staying or talk them into maybe even dropping the second job that they was trying to get. And it's like, why do that to yourself? Like, this job can open up so many possibilities for you, so many different avenues to take. And because you're so comfortable in that old job, the job that you're trying to get out of, you stay in it. Like, what sense does that make? And
Hmm.
we have countless of people that are in that job that could leave, that want to leave, that want to do something better, but they make excuses. They
Hmm.
make up. It's almost like we done heard almost every excuse. Uh, there's a couple of guys at that job
Hmm.
doing the same thing that I was doing. They're sacrificing their time. They're making all this money because they're always at work. They're always at a job.
Yep.
And at least I was trying to, double up on a day or two to kind of have a free day to spend with, my loved ones, my family, you know, get back in the swing of things, see what's going on. And, but these people, they at work 7 days straight, never at home. Uh, Light bill is cheap as hell because light bill probably down there in the double digits. Because nobody's living in the house. What's the point of the house if you ain't gonna live in it? It's literally a stopping point. It's almost
Hmm.
similar to a gas station. You just there to fill up and then get right back out there to it.
It's an expensive hotel room.
Fact. And I'm like, how are we okay with this? You have a home
Hmm.
that you don't live in. You have a family. Legit, you started a family. You got wife, kids. Barely spend time with them. Like,
Hmm.
your school sees your child more than you. I don't think a lot of people realize.
And the babysitter.
And the babysitter.
Yeah.
You don't see your
Which
child more than the people around you.
Which, if if you were going for something I see if you were on the road all the time trying to get things moving for your
Mhm.
business or whatever, like if you were doing something like that, it'll make sense for something like that to happen. Like that's something that you can explain. But
Right.
like what you cannot explain, folks, and like I want you to hear this, what you cannot explain to your kid when they grow up and they like 13, 14, 15 years old is that you spent that much time away from them and neglecting them for a job that you don't even got the money to show for now.
Mhm.
Like you can't do that. Like it's not even that's not even an option right now. Like and the fact that people are doing that right now to and trying to justify the fact that I'm working and that's the reason why I am or why I haven't seen you or why I haven't been able to spend time with you, like you're making pennies right now and you
Mhm.
could be doing better. Like you can't explain to your kid that I wasn't there because I was at work. Well, now what? Because now you still ain't got no money. So like,
Uh,
what did you do it for? Like, what was the purpose of that? So like, for real, like you gotta get to a point where you know what that's I ain't trying to wrap the episode up right now. Go like, for real,
I
ask a
got
question or
something.
something. Like,
I
for
got
real,
something. Uh,
water it down a little bit.
so let us tell you what that look like, right? Because a lot of people,
Oh man.
y'all don't get it. But y'all see it every day, but y'all don't get it, right? So what that looks like is person, he put all that time in his job or whatever, and he has a family. He makes it to retirement. Yeah, he makes it to his retirement, right? But he's sitting there at a table looking at his kids, and he don't know what they got going on in life. He don't know what they dreams, their
You
aspirations
don't even
is.
know them.
don't even know him, but he's sitting there trying to, rekindle that fire, trying to connect with them, trying to probably force his beliefs on them, right? Or for that's
Because he off 2 days a week. You missed that part. He off 2 days a week, so he only see them 2 days a week, Saturday and Sunday on their days off. So now they gotta. And you expect them to work to get to know your ass on their day off. Continue. My bad.
And then check this out, right? Say he does make it to retire, he ain't got to work no more. He too rattled, too too sick, diabetes, whatever. The kids gotta sacrifice their time to take him to dialysis. Got to take him to hospital visits. Got checkups. The works. And then at that point, now you a burden to your kids. How they gonna grow when they feel if they feel some sense of need to be there for you when you weren't even there, for them.
They don't even know you. It's just there's some random ass strange dude that they just that frequently visited their house and smashed their moms. Like that's all they know. Like they don't know you. Like oh man. And for real, that's a reality, bro. Like I personally live that reality in my personal life, dog. Like it's a real thing. Like so many people choose that road, man, and I'm just like, man, like why didn't you on at some point of this journey say I want more from life? Like what made you go 25 plus years doing this same exact thing, knowing that there will be no payoff, knowing that you're not putting anything aside, you just living for the moment right now. Like you just living for the moment. And you did all this for safety and convenience.
Yeah.
It just don't make sense to me. It don't logically line up with anything that I believe in, dog. Like I just don't see it. And somebody gonna have to help me understand because I can't see myself being bro, folks get pissed off with me at work, and I'm just like, yo, like this is and obviously I'm working on a plan. Like let's be real. Like I'm not like sitting out here just wasting life or whatever. I got a job because I kind of need a job to get things done. But at the same time, I feel myself in that boat. Like yo, like this, I'm doing something wrong by aligning myself in this environment. I'm doing something wrong. And Mark, I think your decision was just to have something closer to home, right? Like for the most part, like have something closer to home. If I need to work, then I don't need to drive 2 hours a day to get there, right? Like that was like the one of the baselines of your decision, right?
I mean, they give me a company vehicle, so I drive wherever I need to.
See, you don't even need to put miles on your car if you don't want to.
Facts.
You just get stopped by the store on the way home or whatever. Yeah, like, bro, I live 15 minutes away from the job. Like, I don't have the issue of like the burden of having to drive that far or whatever. Like, I feel like. Where am I going with that? I kind of threw myself off with that, but let me get back to it. Like, I feel like just every day of my life that I'm making the wrong decision when I get up and make a 15-minute drive to go to work, bro. And like, it's not even out of the way for real. Like, I do feel like I am wasting time every single time I go there. And the problem is that you need money. you need money. You got a lifestyle right now that you got to pay for. Unfortunately, like it is what it is. Like you're human. You bought some stuff that now you got to make some payments on, and we get that you need that. But now I struggle every single day when I go to this place and I have to go to this place to make my money, and nobody understands why I'm struggling so bad with that decision. I think Marcus might be the only person that understands why I struggle with that decision, and Alyssa, of course. But because I actually have this conversation with her often, and both of us are in the same place. And with us having a kid on the way, both of us are looking at the legacy aspect, and like I just don't understand with stuff like that happening to everybody around us. Like it's not like we the only people having kids. It's not like we the only people who just got married. It's not like we the only people who just moved in with their significant other. Like we are one of a group of people in an environment who are doing the same exact thing, and I'm just trying to figure out why the other hundreds of people in the same environment, why they not thinking the same way, and why they looking at me crazy whenever I say that I'm not comfortable and I'm not satisfied or happy with this.
Man, because it baffles me too. It's like we can't be the only ones that think like this. The way the world works, how are we, or why isn't the environment constantly evolving for the better? Instead, you have some environments becoming worse. You have some environments that are just completely stagnant. That any possible uh new thing that comes into that environment gets shut down. It's not even just on you know us as this working class level. Like it goes beyond that. Like you try to do something new for the community, or the mayor, whatever, he's trying to bring in something new, something that's going to benefit the county itself, the town, just to spice things up a little bit, to get a new revenue stream, something that's going to open jobs for everyone. It gets shut down immediately because of gossip, because of the environment is so toxic that just the thought of it, just the mention of it, before we even have a meeting, it done already circled through the entire town. Everybody done put in their 2 cents about uh opening up a hotel. Uh we shouldn't open up a hotel. What we need a hotel for? It's just gonna bring riffraff. It's just gonna all these negative things, all this negativity is just gonna circle through the entire town. And then when it's time to have the meeting, everybody's gonna vote against it. Everybody's done heard some type of negative aspect of this new building, this new business that's coming through the town, and it don't even get off the planning level, the blueprint stages of it, because everybody's just me. I ain't benefiting from it, but you will down the line. Like why are we even having this argument, this debate about something that's going to better the community? It's not going to better the community unless we make it better. Like first of all, we need to, but that's another conversation about starting with yourself first. But like you done already put this down. Like how did we get here?
One thing that I always debated, Mark, like I tried to ask this question before, and I want to know like if maybe you've seen the same thing, but like don't it seem like majority of the people who quit jobs often and find new jobs, like don't it seem like those people always manage to come out on top over somebody who stayed in the same job for ages? Not people who get fired from jobs frequently, but people who go to jobs, realize like this ain't for me, quit the job and go find another one.
Yeah, I've noticed that in uh my immediate circle, which is crazy because like they would start a job, get the feels for it. They may like it, may not like it, and then they quit. They come out the job, uh, and then about first week they already got another job, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
they'll do this back to back, second, and I'm like,
Yep.
yo, how you be finding these jobs? One of my buddies, it was like, Indeed. I'm like, ain't no way. I've been scouring Indeed for like remote jobs. I did get a call back from one of them, but I'm like, it can't be that easy, but it is. Uh, Other friends said the same thing, just Indeed and flooding places with applications, and I'm like, maybe I ain't flooding enough places with applications or something, because they just it was like every month they had a new job, but like right now both of them are doing really really well for themselves. If you didn't know, one of them was Alan, and the other one was my friend that was the police officer. Um, he got his he works for Frito Lay, and he also has his own. I don't know if it's his company or he works for trucking company. He does the gas tankers. And then Alan, of course, writing books and doing his own. I don't know if think he has a 9 to 5.
Oh well, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, that man's making bread.
I think he
That
still
man
works security.
that man told me how much he paid this publisher, and I was like, yo, what?
Yeah, he doing real well for himself. But I
Yeah.
think most of that was from the settlement he had won. But
Oh, okay.
he's still doing really well for himself. Like,
Reinvest in it. Got it.
mm-hmm.
Which is better than what most people are doing with their settlement money.
Facts. They would have probably blown it, put it in a savings, and just let it sit there. But he's like, nah. He said he
Went
he
and bought a
did.
new car, a new house.
Mm-hmm. He did what he needed to do with his, and he was like, the rest is it's time to make more of that.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I'm really proud of my man's. Uh, it's baffling, right?
Um,
Because you'll have people like that, but then I go into the job that we used to work at, and everybody just on the total opposite spectrum of all that. They just they there working, they there just to get a paycheck. They ain't got no type of investment plans. They ain't got no type of plans to grow or do better.
mhm,
They want to be at this job, at the grunt level at this job, because nobody wants to move up, because everybody sees moving up as some type of negative thing in their life.
mhm,
If you get to your position, it's so bad. uh you let the power get to your head. You make more than them, and you just become a Uncle Tom or something. And then if you go higher than that, you done really let the power go to your head. Now you trying to fire people, even though they're completely in the wrong. So I mean, it's just natural for them to get fired. And it's just like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. And it's ridiculous how that mentality is at work.
yeah, watch this. I hope that at this point that like everybody who's listening to this, like you've thought about some people that like that person that you would say that was non-committal. They always throw that word out there. You're not loyal. They're always putting that
Mm-hmm.
out there. That person that you're thinking about who always quitting jobs and always they bouncing from job to job. And it's a difference, right? Because I don't want people to think I'm talking about the people who getting fired from jobs left and right.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole completely different ball game. Like I ain't talking about them people, because them people don't necessarily have the same drive. They ain't got the same motivator. I'm talking about the people who quitting jobs left and right. They getting jobs and they quitting them left and right. I'm talking about those people. What I've noticed about those people, right, is that though they may not be at first, they may not be as financially set or as financially stable as the person with the long tenure at their 9 to 5. They may not be as financially stable. What I've learned is that those people are usually happier. And I don't know what it is, right? I think it's just the fact of it's like the weather, right? When you get adjusted to the weather, like say you outside all the time. When it start getting cold, you don't really feel it like the person that's been in the house. Right? So like you've been in the house, you in the AC. You in the AC like you just every day. Like it's hot outside. You like, oh my God, it's hot. I gotta turn on the AC. It get to like 72 degrees outside, and you gotta have the AC blasting. When they start getting cold outside, you get affected the most. So I feel like it's like that. Like people, like those people, they've acclimated to their own lives, and now they're trying to find a job to fit into their lives versus the person who went to find a job so that they can fit into, so that they can feed their lives. And I think that's why they're happier. Like I got a friend right now who's he seems to be doing a lot better than I am right now. Like I'm gonna be real with you. He seems to be doing a lot better, and he was one of those people. And this is where I noticed this. Like this man has two Mercedes, man. Like this man, and we went to school together. We graduated. I stopped talking to him because the man that we talk about environments and stuff and how people, just people energy, they make you feel some type of way. So like he was one of those people that I kind of cut off for that reason. And like he used to be the type of person who would quit a job and go find another one. We had the same job at one point. He quit that one. He was like, I don't like this. It's too slow for me. And he went to go find another joint. So like he just seemed like he was just non-committal and just wherever the wind blows is where he goes. So like he just seemed like that for the most part. And then I started watching him from a distance, and he was doing all this other stuff. He ain't never go to school or nothing. Like somehow at the end of it all, this man ended up being a manager at Target one time. I'm like, yo, how the fuck you land this job with like and like he ain't never been a manager before, but he ended up like having them move him out to Maryland and all this other stuff. I'm like, yo, how you do that? Like, yo, like I'm sitting there working at this job telling me that, I'm stuck in this one position. Meanwhile, you start for the opposing company as a manager. Like, how does that work with no school, bruh? Like, yo, how does this work? So like, like now my man is he's married. He driving a Mercedes Benz. His wife got a Mercedes G wagon. Like I'm like, yo, like they doing real estate and all this type of stuff. I'm like, yo, how did this happen? And like he was one of the people who was giving me flack when I started being an entrepreneur. Yeah. Tell me how that worked.
That's interesting. I mean, have you talked to him recently?
I don't mess with him like that.
Okay, all right. So I mean, do you think it was something that shifted something? Did he get on the right track somewhere, or like, do you
I
think
think he was already on the right track? And maybe he went him going against the grain. And this is what I believe it is. I think that him going against the grain, set him up for the life of a successful person. That's what I believe it is. It's like because we always went to this whole mindset of loyalty, conformity, what's the word I'm looking for? Safety and convenience. And those are the principles that we live by in the poor community. And that's the mentality that gets you to stay at a job for 30 years for no reason at all. And he won't on that.
I feel that. But what baffles me is, right, and I don't know if it's fear. 'Cause, like I'm like, fear can be conquered. I know it's it's uneasy going into a new job, fresh, starting over. New faces you gotta learn, new
Mm-hmm.
vibes, new people that you gotta feel out. You don't know if they're, you know, if they're opposing or if they're, home, if they're gonna be on your team, and it's it's difficult. I ain't gonna lie. Going into this new job, but like if you just be yourself, like I literally went to this new job same way I did the old one. Went to smiled, shook people's hands, energetic. Good morning. I'm looking out for people. Like my whole little training group. I still talk to them because right now they're in Richmond and I'm out here in the sticks. So we kind of had to separate. I got a little group chat with them going on. I'm saying good morning to them. Hope your week has been going well. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to get them now to kind of like do like a little debrief. Because everybody was like a little uneasy about, oh well, because we had to do online training and then we got sent out into the field. And I'm like, all right, is there anything that we didn't learn in the classroom that y'all feel comfortable now? Y'all want to share? Y'all want to compare notes? All this other stuff. It's all a game of networking, and it's crazy how people love to talk, but they don't like to network. They don't like to put that talking into something that's gonna benefit them. They just want to
Mm-hmm.
talk about the negative. They just want to talk about uh what this person is doing, what this person is like. I'm like, what
Mm-hmm.
does that have to do with the job? What does that have to do with you?
What that
Oh,
do with
such and
you?
such,
Yeah.
such and such is sleeping with such and such. That's their personal life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
They apparently right now they living their best life, and you coming to this job ain't doing what they doing, struggling and complaining. They don't seem to be complaining. I mean, but you are. So maybe you should be trying to do a little something different, or but it's crazy how we get stuck in that mode. Like it's so easy to just conform, work at this job for 10 years because it's easy. It's simple. I've already been there for 5 years. What's five more? And that's the
Mm-hmm.
excuse people will give themselves. I've been here for 5. I've been here for 2. What's 2 more? Or you
Mm-hmm.
had that person, swear up and down they leaving the job, but they still there. They there for 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, this my last year, man. I swear
Yeah.
they be doing me so wrong. I,
I feel like that's
still
me right now. I really do feel like that's me right now though. So like and bro, like I still get mad when people say that, you're gonna be here for 10 years, bro. I still get mad when I hear that. I was having a conversation with Alyssa yesterday, and even I was just like, yo, we like 6 years that we've been working at. She was like, it's only 5. Like we're not at 6 yet. And I was like, but I feel like I don't feel like I'm a get out before 6. So like like that's I don't
Mhm.
know where my brain went to, but like I know it's only I mean I know that now, but I like I just don't. That's a whole different story right there. But like for real, like I do feel like back to this whole thing. Kudos to you, Mark, for making that decision, man. I'm now following your lead, doing that, looking into something else, man. And I'll talk to you about that in a second because I feel like that's going to play into our next episode. But
Uh,
but yeah, man. I'm not making the right decisions right now, and
okay.
I wouldn't be bothered by it if I wasn't doing the Dirty Trump podcast where we had to address the elephant. We're all, for personal self development is always on the table, and conversations about growth is the name of the game. Like I wouldn't be, I wouldn't even feel like this if we weren't doing the Dirty Trump podcast. but you know, it's just part of growth in general. And you know, like I've been in this transition period for the last year and a half at least. Like I've been in this long transition period, and people just be like wondering, like, "Yo, what's wrong with you? Like, where's your head at right now?" And I'm like,
Not here.
with my life. And the problem is that my head's been in my job for way too long.
Yeah. So
I don't even remember what we here to talk about, Mike. You gotta take it. Go ahead. You got it. You got it.
So to bring it back and to kind of shed some light on some points that we talked about today, y'all gotta find not what's easy, but what's best for your life, like the best path, best course of action. Because the only person that knows that is you.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand. That that job that you've been at for X amount of years, is paying the bills, is letting you do little bit of extra stuff on the side. Is allowing you to, you know, go out on the weekends, just the weekends, and it's giving you a crumb, a crumb of life when you can have the entire pie, right?
Mm.
But the only way to get that entire pie is to get out of the 9 to 5. Is to set up investment plans. It's a whole laundry list of stuff that you got to do. That's not gonna be easy, but it will pay off in the end. It will be the best course to take. It will be something that you can pass down to your legacy, not just money, not just, something that'll cover you leaving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because nothing's gonna replace that hole in them, that absence. Well, I mean, you've already been absent from their presence, but it's it's not gonna be it's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna fill that void that you've left. Money's not gonna fill that. Your time,
Mm-hmm.
you leaving them with a skill, with something that they could pass down. That's what's gonna be the big cheese, the thing that they hold dear, not your money. So figure out what that looks like for you, and just go for it.
Yeah. I don't feel like I have much to add to this topic because I ain't did it yet. I ain't did it, and I refuse. I'm just going to say this. I refuse to be the one that's standing still in a place that I don't want to be in for the rest of my life.
Hmm.
I refuse to be the person who is, and I'm putting this on record because at some point I'm going to re-listen to this, and I'm going to have to hear myself say this, and I'm gonna challenge the future me who's listening to this right now. And I'm gonna challenge you, the person who listening to this right now, to do better. And I am saying right now that I refuse to be the person that's sitting still for the rest of my life. I refuse to be the person that is allowing my child to grow up in a place where they don't see their parents. Like I refuse to allow myself to live off of pennies and carrots for the rest of my life just because somebody told me that I'm only worth a certain amount of money. I refuse to be the person that doesn't work towards my dreams and my goals. And for that reason, I will succeed. I can't talk about nobody else. Mark has already proven that all it takes is tenacity. It don't take nothing else. It don't take a degree in anything. It don't take no kind of special plans. All it takes is tenacity. All it takes is for you to make a decision to make something happen and just do it.
Mhm.
The dude proved it. He's right there. He's living proof. He's right there. Right there. He's right there. Like he's living proof that all you have to do is make a decision to change your life.
Yeah. Alrighty. What we got? What we got coming up for the people?
Still working on the book. Getting a lot of steam. Well, picking up steam on that category. I've been neglecting schoolwork. Wondering why the hell I started school at this point. But it, it's neither here nor there. We'll get to that. But yeah, I have been I actually just thought of something. But I've been working diligently at that and making some things happen. Just been diligent about the things that I've been doing, diligent at the things I've been doing, focused on the next step, focusing on the next move, man, and making some plans with Alyssa that, just to benefit the future and take our next steps in life. So yeah, I ain't got nothing coming up per se. Hopefully I'll get the book done by the end of this year, but based off of some of the things that, some of the tweaks I made, I don't know. It's probably gonna be a pretty long one by the time I'm done with it, which is ironic because book one was the shortest book in the season so far. So like we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Word. So when you do re-listen to this, I just want you to pay close attention to that moment that just happened a couple seconds ago, because when you cleared your throat and like you looked to the side, it got so quiet. I thought this junk had froze. It was a nice it was a decent pause to where I was like, this thing is about to shut down. Oh my God. I want you to go back and look at that point because it scared me. I was like, oh, right at the end. But whew, no new business. Just got a lot of things that I'm plotting on, reclaiming, just things reclaiming my life. Things I want to get back into, things I want to pick up. So when I get that ball rolling, I will definitely let y'all know.
You got that 30 back though.
Oh yeah. Now I will definitely let y'all know what I got.
No excuses. No excuses. You got your 30 back. I don't want to hear nothing else.
Big facts. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack. And before we go, please trample over that like and subscribe button. We do this for y'all because we love y'all. And we just want to give y'all the motivation to be better than y'all were yesterday. And always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.